Greg Rousseau out, Von Miller on a limited basis. Now Shaq Lawson on the list with questionable. Can the Buffalo Bills actually still demolish Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars? First thing we need to take a look at is the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive line. Are they capable of mauling the Buffalo Bills? Are they capable of running the football, keeping Josh Allen on the sidelines? 6'6", 335-pound Cam Robinson. I mean, he's a decent right tackle, but his agility, his acceleration is awfully slow. And I think speedy, edgy edge rushers such as Kingsley Jonathan, Von Miller could definitely get under someone like Cam Robinson. Here we can see he's slightly rated better in pass blocking, and his run blocking really is not that good either, but really focus in on his overall agility at 59. At left guard, they have Walker Little, who we can clearly see was a former tackle, and just look at his height, 6'7", 325 pounds. Very tall, very long, and then you could just see their ratings for run blocking, for pass blocking, very, very average, as well as the agility, acceleration, very average. At center, they have Luke Fortner, and we could see that Luke Fortner is also very tall at 6'6", 307 pounds. Luke Fortner is very tall. He has decent acceleration. His agility is pretty poor. Overall run blocking, pass blocking, nothing dominant. Now, Brandon Sheriff, also a tackle going back into college, making the transition to guard coming into the NFL. Brandon Sheriff, the best offensive lineman on this line, a former 5th overall pick, first round draft selection by the Commanders. We can clearly see that Brandon Sheriff is by far their best offensive lineman. You can see the overall acceleration, the agility is okay, nothing great, but overall run blocking, pass blocking, it's pretty solid. Now, where I believe the real weakness is on this offensive line, fortunately for the Buffalo Bills, with all these injuries to the defensive end position, it is Anton Harrison, who Buffalo Bills just had a profile on in this year's NFL draft. Anton Harrison at 6'5", 315 pounds. He went in the first round, 27th overall. The Bills had a chance to select him, but opted for Dalton Kincaid. Since Anton Harrison is so new, and Brandon Beane and Bills Mafia were just studying him, we know what he's going to present for this game. You could see his draft profile down here. It literally says that his weaknesses can be rocked backwards by speed to power rush. And that is exactly what the Buffalo Bills have on this defensive line. You look at even A.J. Epinesa, Kingsley Jonathan, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, they could all do that, especially A.J. Epinesa. So you know A.J. Epinesa is going to have a lot higher of a snap count this week because of Shaq Lawson, because of Greg Rousseau, because of the snap count of Von Miller. Really think A.J. Epinesa could have a great game against rookie Anton Harrison. And then if we get Von Miller against him, that's a great matchup. So we see how tall and long their offensive line is. And then we have guys like Ed Oliver and Poona Ford and Tim Settle, who are a little bit shorter in stature, that could use their leverage and get under their pads and drive them back into Trevor Lawrence. That's why I'm still predicting a sack fest for Bills Mafia. Von Miller going against a tall, long Cam Robinson, and also a former left guard tackle at 6'7". Ed Oliver is just going to eat that up. Now, the next reason the Buffalo Bills are going to completely dominate the Jacksonville Jaguars are the stats. And I hope you saw my previous video. I'll link it above, but 10 plus stats as to why the Buffalo Bills are twice as good as the Jacksonville Jaguars, and you're going to get a glimpse of it right here. But Trevor Lawrence, 943 passing yards so far this season, and we could see Josh Allen 1,048. Travis Etienne, who a lot of people were saying are better, one of the best running backs, and a lot of people would have said that was better than James Cook to start this season. We could see 260 rushing yards for Travis Etienne, while James Cook is at 296. Jacksonville Jaguars, Christian Kirk, a high-paid free agent, 257 receiving yards. Stephon Diggs, 399 receiving yards. Now we get into some more offensive stats here. 4 receiving touchdowns for the Jacksonville Jaguars, where the Buffalo Bills, you could see 9 receiving touchdowns with Josh Allen. We have doubled the amount of passing touchdowns. I truly believe this game is going to turn into a passing attack by the Jaguars. The Bills are going to be fully capable to run up that score, even with defensive end Josh Allen being out there. He had 3 sacks against Anthony Richardson in week 1, and then he got 3 sacks against another inexperienced Desmond Ridder in the Atlanta Falcons. So yes, he might lead the NFL with 6 sacks, but they have come against inexperienced quarterbacks who tend to hold on to the ball a little bit longer, and also really on poor teams and poor offensive line. Bills definitely have to be aware of Foyesade Alukan. This dude is absolute freak of nature. He's very smart. Went to Yale as a college. He's 6'2", 230 pounds. I'm comparing him to Terrell Bernard. He's very similar skill set as Terrell Bernard. You could see Bernard at 6'1", 224 pounds. Just to give you a comparison here too, you could see overall ratings. Foyesade has been in the league a lot longer than Terrell Bernard, but the speed, 88 compared to 86. Bernard at 91 acceleration to Foyesade's 89, but they're very, very similar skill set. You could see Foyesade Alukan has 46 total tackles. He's got 3 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflection, a fumble recovery. Terrell Bernard only 29 total tackles, but he's got 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. Foyesade's stats prove that he's flying around the football. He has 20 more tackles than Terrell Bernard. Not as big as of an impact, but it shows you the speed and destruction that he can cause. Also the smarts. He's a very aware linebacker, and I think it's going to be a tough matchup this week for Dalton Kincaid, for Dawson Knox. But the Bills' revamped offense and play action really buys extra time for our guys to get open. Another thing that concerns me with their defense are the total amount of forced fumbles that they have caused this year. And you can see all the different players causing forced fumbles. Andre Sisco, their safety. Dorius Williams, Tyson Campbell, a forced fumble. Josh Allen, their linebacker, a forced fumble. And their cornerback, Trey Herndon, who is playing the slot. Buffalo Bills, Taron Johnson has 2 forced fumbles. Matt Milano, Greg Rousseau, and also Dane Jackson all have forced fumbles so far in 2023. This is an emphasis of the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. They like to play hard nose. They want to win the fundamentals here. Trevor Lawrence is taking care of the football. Only 2 interceptions so far this season. They are relying on their defense to make game-changing plays, such as forced fumbles, interceptions, and they are really doing a great job popping that football out. One off-season acquisition for the Jaguars was Darius Williams, and I want to take a look at him in a huge matchup problem. Is 5'9", 187 going against Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis having a better season so far than Calvin Ridley. We could see 3 touchdowns on the year, more yards per game, and at 6'2", 210 pounds versus Darius Williams, 5'9" frame. This is a huge advantage for the Buffalo Bills. So yes, the Bills might be without Greg Rousseau, without Shaq Lawson. Von Miller might be on a limited snap count, but this is what Sean McDermott's defense is. We rotate guys in and out on this defensive line. It's not like none of them are not going to be prepared for this moment. It's just that maybe they're going to have a little bit higher of a snap count than what they normally would during a particular game. Ultimately, the goal of that is to preserve them throughout the whole entire season so they're fresh for the playoffs, so they're fresh later in the year. So this little extra snap count really isn't all that bad for Bills Mafia. And then you take a look at the stats. The stats don't lie. And all the additional matchups that are huge advantages for the Buffalo Bills with Gabe Davis going against Darius Williams. And then you could see Anton Harrison going against AJ Epinesa, or even Von Miller, Leonard Floyd this game. Cam Robinson and their tall, long frame. How are they going to be able to get their hands on a bending Von Miller around the edge? And you could see just so many more matchups during this game. Ed Oliver in the interior. I really think this is going to be a sack fest for the Buffalo Bills. Trevor Lawrence, only 2 interceptions so far this season. I'm thinking he could come out of this game with 4 interceptions just in this game. And I know it's real. The Bills could potentially start slow. Being in London, the first time being there, that's why I'm saying it's awfully important not to turn the ball over in this game, period, especially early in the game. But I appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe. I'm probably going to be going live during the game here. Hit like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And go Bills.